Kwame Despite, a multi-million-dollar entrepreneur, has a goal to change the world of business and media in Ghana, whilst helping many others find their success along the way. You might know him as owner of brands like UTV, Need Fufu, This Way Chocolate, and many more, along with his luxury lifestyle. But behind the success lies one of the darkest stories I've ever heard, filled with unexpected things and deep struggles. Starting all the way from Agona Wiamoase, be warned, this is not a typical success story. This is the untold story of Osei Kwame Despite. Potential coming from a humble beginning, Kwame Despite was born in Kumasi, Agona Wiamoase, on February 2nd, 1962. You know, in 1962, it has been 5 years since Ghana gained independence. The economy was hard, filled with poverty, and money was hard to come by. This affected Kwame and his family too. Things were tough for the family, with his father taking care of him and his brothers and sisters. One thing Osei Kwame really enjoyed is visiting the market. And seeing how people were selling and making money, he always had a strong interest for that. At age 19, life was so tough for the family that he had to drop out of school. It was a sad moment for him. That's when he told himself, despite all these struggles, he will also make it.
Do you know the meaning of despite?
No.
He says, without education, despite he didn't go to school, he was still going to make it.
That's where the name Despite started from. With his interest in the market, after dropping out of school, Kwame moved straight to the Kumasi Kejetia market. He started helping people sell their goods. Many customers didn't know the market, so Kwame would look for those people and show them around. In return, he would take a small fee from them, usually just 1 pesewa, which was valuable at that time. As he saved some of his pesewas he earned, things were going well for him. The sellers he helped began to notice his effort because he was bringing them customers. They started to take him in and teach him how the business worked. At first, he helped a woman sell second-hand goods, but he was making mistakes in his sales, which made him feel disappointed. However, the woman spoke to him politely and reminded him that everyone makes mistakes. Over time, he got better at making sales. Things was going as planned, but despite his effort, the money Kwame was receiving wasn't enough. He was happy working there, but his savings were being eaten up by food and daily expenses. Deep down, he knew he wanted to make something bigger of himself. One day, some of his colleagues at the market came up with an idea. They suggested they travel to Nigeria for work. Recognizing the difficult situation his family was in, Kwame was ready to improve their lives. So he made a bold decision to leave Ghana behind and pursue greener pastures in Nigeria, hoping for a better future. In Nigeria, things did not come easy at first. The struggles were raw. But with the little savings he had brought from Ghana, Kwame started a small business, trading in merchandise like cassette tapes and other goods. His earlier experience in Kumasi market paid off and his business started to pick up. It seems like he was finally on his way to success. But then, in 1983, tragedy struck. The Nigerian government decided to expel many Africans, including thousands of Ghanaians from the country. We heard of Ghana Must Go movement. Ghanaians were being pushed out, and Kwame's thriving business was crushed. With no choice, he had to return to Ghana with nothing but a chainsaw machine and small amount of cash he had managed to save. In 1983, Kwame Despite returned back to Ghana, but he came at the worst time. The country was facing a terrible famine, and everyone was struggling just to find food. Osei Kwame, barely having any money left from his time spent in Nigeria, he now had to deal with this tough situation. With only his chainsaw machine left, he decided to put it into use. Every morning, Kwame would wake up, grab the chainsaw machine and head into the bush, looking for anyone who needed trees to cut down. Slowly, he earned some cash, though it was hard work and times were tough. He felt frustrated, but was determined not to give up. But when things seemed to be looking up, disaster struck again. One day, whilst cutting trees, his chainsaw broke down in the middle of the forest. This was a huge blow for Kwame. The chainsaw had been his only source of income, and now it was gone. With no other option, he had no choice but to go back to where he started from, the Kumasi market. Little did he know, this would set the stage for his next big adventure. Kwame Despite started working in the Kumasi market again, but this time, he took a different approach. With the little money he had from his chainsaw, he decided to restart the business he had in Nigeria by selling cassette and second-hand goods. However, this was a tough time for him. Most people were buying food due to the hunger crisis. This meant his business was struggling. He watched his savings decrease and felt like his journey was coming to an end. It seems like his dream of success will never come true. But just when things looked hopeless, In 1985, the hunger crisis began to come to an end. Thanks to the support of the World Bank and other nations, people started earning money again. They began buying things in the market once more. This was a turning point for Osei Kwame. His business started to boom. During this time, he met a friend named Dr. Enesapo, who sold boxers and singlets. They connected and became friends. Kwame began buying boxers and singlets from him to sell.
What did he used to buy?
Underwears.
Underwears.
Yeah.
Boxer shorts and drawers.
Boxer shorts, singlets, t-shirts, all that.
And you thought, oh, he's a great chap. We became friends.
Yes, we became very good friends.
Which helped him grow his business even faster. This is where the story started to become interesting. With things going well, Osei Kwame decided to upgrade his cassette selling business. He thought deeply why people bought cassettes and realized it was because of radio stations that played the musician songs. In 1985, there were no social media and smartphones. Music was mainly sold through cassettes, which later changed to CDs. This insight led him to plan his next big sale. He planned to open a radio station. After some years of selling his cassette, he saved enough money to open his first radio station. One thing that boosted its popularity at that time was that whilst many stations presented their news in English, he chose to use the Akan language. This made his station stand out. As he grew his radio station, he realized it wasn't just the radio station that was making the money, but also the musicians. So he connected with them and promoted their music on his radio station. He also took their cassette on credit to sell. This brought him a lot of cash. Then he noticed another opportunity. Before music could be played on radio, business needed to advertise their product. So he started advertising for them on his station, which brought him more income. Eventually, he had an idea again. Why not create his own product and advertise? He identified a problem people face, the long process of preparing fufu. So he developed a product called Meat Fufu, a ready-made powdered form that was easy to turn into fufu. People loved the product and he earned a lot of money from it. Encouraged by this success, he continued to create more products like this way chocolate, cereal for children, and even salt. He teamed up with his friend Dr. Enesapo to build the salt company. From here, all things seem standard. Osei Kwame's statement, "I will not go to school, but despite I will be rich," has come true. Now all he needs to do is to expand his business to even earn more than he imagined. He has received awards from universities, even though he never attended one. With his success, he started building luxury homes and buying cars many could only dream of. He has also employed many people all across his business and helped the poor and the needy. However, now despite he's facing tough competition on the market because of many products available, yet he continued to come up with new ideas and keep pushing forward. Osei Kwame Despite returned to his roots in Kumasi, where his journey began. He looked back on the struggles he faced as a child and felt grateful how far he had come. He often shared a story, emphasizing education is essential but not the only way to success, inspiring many people to believe in themselves, regardless of their background. Kwame also created a foundation to support the less fortunate, providing food, shelter, and education for those in need. Kwame Despite's story is a testimony to perseverance and determination. He transformed his challenges into opportunities, not only for himself, but many others. This is the incredible journey of Osei Kwame Despite, the man who turned his struggle into success. From humble beginning to becoming one of the richest men in Ghana. But this is not the only inspiring story out there. Another incredible story is that of Kejetia, a young boy from Kwawu, who also made it to the top. I don't think you want to miss it.